You're good.
What's up, Adam? How you doing this
What's
morning?
up, Dom? I'm not bad. How about you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me over here.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming.
No problem. Well, we can get right into it. This is my buddy Adam. We've been known each other since about middle school or so,
Shit, like 7th grade?
probably.
I think so.
You've been on the fence a while about Christianity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I had you on, because you also have a lot of clashing views with mine. I feel like we have a lot of things in common that we don't really realize, but like I'm more conservative. You're more of a liberal, probably.
Yeah.
And then I'm very Christian. You're very on the fence about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no, definitely.
we can get right into it.
We disagree fundamentally on just a lot of things, like politics, religion.
Yeah.
It's
Low-key get heated at the lunch table sometimes.
I know.
So no, we don't
Those
need.
are always so enjoyable, though.
Sure. We
Like
don't
pissing
need to
everybody
get
off.
heated right now. It's all
Yeah.
friendly. It's all
On
friendly.
God.
But what is like what do you think is one of your main like struggle points with Christianity that like you struggle to like believe in with it, you think? Or just
That I struggle to believe in?
Yeah.
Or that I dislike about it?
I mean either or.
Well, one of the things I dislike about it is not the followers, but trying to force it on people mostly.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I think pushing it on people, and
I hope you don't feel like I do that. I try not to. It's just like it definitely like doesn't go well when anybody tries to force anything. You have to like
and obviously like my brother, big example. He's always trying to push religion
I
on
feel,
people. But
yeah, your brother used to be on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and he really kind of changed his life for Christ.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have a little bit of resentment sometimes for that because of like how he's changed a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, he's definitely changed from himself, that's for sure. There's still like core elements in him that you can see. And like, like core elements will always stay with people, like little niches in their personality or like anger issues or something, but it's like I don't know if I want to go fully in depth about my brother.
Oh. No, you don't have to.
Well, I don't know if he's ever gonna view this or not.
No, that doesn't matter. No, I'm not trying to say any names.
No, I get you. No.
I really respect what he's doing, but what I was gonna say is when people try and force things, it never goes well. Like I hope you don't feel like I do that. I try and just like small increments it. You just like plant seeds, talk about them every once in a while, so that they like your friends and people around you at least know who he is, and they can see what he's done for you through your actions and stuff. Like when you keep forcing on them, it's just going to put a bitter taste in their mouth, and they're just going to like curl their nose up at it. But when you take it a little bit at a time and plant seeds over time, you may not think that they're listening to what you're saying. You may not think that, but eventually it may rub off on them, and it may click with them eventually.
Yeah. I mean, dude, my voice is like terrible right now, but I mean, Ryan's talked to me about that too before, about like how some people see the light and it's like the light comes to you, and it is the job of Christians to bring the light to others, basically.
It is, to an extent. It's our job to like put it out there to them. I feel like, I mean, God has a plan in many things, and I feel like a lot of things line up right to where people will be in your life talking about God at the right time to like make it register with you. But really, it's up to them and the Holy Spirit to work that out, them and God to decide that they're going to change their life.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter what I say to you or what Ryan says to you. It's really up to God and you to work it out.
Exactly, and I believe that. I think that's true, but is it not part of Christian tradition or practice to go on missions and...
Oh, most definitely. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, sometimes they can be shoving it down your throat. I mean, it's not like, but they're showing through their actions, through their mission, their things that they're doing.
Yeah.
Like what God has done for them and the great things that they do and stuff like that. And no, our works that we do, that's not going to get us into heaven. But we become a Christian because we believe in Jesus in our heart. Jesus is what gets us into heaven. but we do good works out of our heart because we want to do them, not because we're scared and we want to get to heaven, because our works, it doesn't matter what we do. We're imperfect. That's not
Yeah.
going to get us to heaven.
So how do you feel about the phrase God-fearing Christian?
What do you mean?
Should you fear God?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
You believe so?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a fear in a way. God, I mean, he's our Father in heaven. Everybody says that. And
Yeah.
that's really what it is. Like, you fear your Father in the way of discipline. Like, it's a respect thing. That's what the fear means. It's not a fear of God's a terrible person. He's an abusive father. He's going to beat me. It's like, it's a respect thing. Like, you fear God as in you're mindful of your actions because you want to be more like him and you want to please God in that way.
Okay. I can see that for sure. Another
Something,
thing is like another part that doesn't sit right with me is part of the faith is doing all this build up for heaven. I mean, you have talked about this before, but there's no actual solid evidence of heaven existing. And so I think it almost, I don't want to say this because it fulfills people, you know? It makes their lives happy. I'm not trying to be disrespectful with this at all,
no, I
but
get that. I've heard that many times.
I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it.
You're saying it's a hope thing. It makes people feel better or something like that is what you're trying to say,
I'm
right?
saying I'm saying you shouldn't be bound by restrictions in your life. Like if you want to do something and let's say it's like something that is morally correct or something that like has no legal or anything really bad attached to it, it's just like something like something like sex before marriage or maybe Christians are allowed to drink alcohols, right?
Yeah, it just says in the Bible, don't be a drunkard.
Yeah. I just
I
think
personally,
placing those restrictions on yourself and the purpose of an afterlife after this life almost defeats the purpose of this life.
if you think about it in the way that I think about it, this not even 100 years, maybe 80 years, I mean, maybe even 20 years, this little time that we get, it's almost insignificant to the time that, with your perspective, if heaven is real, hypothetically,
Yeah.
it's insignificant to that endless time after. So what we do here, I feel like it's more important to be mindful here to focus on forever than focus on the little pleasures of drinking and sex before marriage now. That's that's my point of view of it. And what you were saying about having restrictions, God makes rules because he knows, like your parents, they know the consequences of what can come. So they set restrictions to keep you a good person, keep you on the right path. There's things like with sex before marriage, it's a hard thing with a lot of people because it's been normalized in our society. And when you do that, I mean, a lot of people, your girlfriend, you're not going to be with them together. You know that.
Yeah.
Most of them. But so if you have sex with them or something, you're going to regret that later on. You're creating a tie to them. Sex is a very spiritual thing. I mean, you believe that, do you not?
Uh,
Like, you're creating a tie to them very
I
much
think
when
it
you do
depends
that.
on the person, to be honest. Like how the person views sex. Because somebody just going out and having like one night stands, they're not going to feel a connection to the people that they're never like
Oh, I
girls
mean,
that they meet. And
over
then,
time, they're ruining their whole freaking setup of all of that when they're doing that. So they're going to have less and less of an attachment to anybody. And eventually, people who go around and have all those one night stands, they're not going to be able to love anybody like they should. You know what I mean? Because
maybe.
yeah, sure, people can definitely change. People can find God, but people who are still just have that mindset of going around and getting that pleasure and stuff, they just see people as a fun making machine, and they don't really like. There's no attachment to them with it when they're doing that.
So they just see them as like sex machines, basically.
Basically, they're just doing it for pleasure and stuff, and they just
Dude, are
see it
these
for that
bugs
joy
getting in
and
your
stuff in
eyes,
their head.
bro? It's like they keep
No, there was an
hitting
ant
my
crawling on my
eye.
Bible though, but where are we at? What was your concern thing? And keep talking.
Uh,
You were just talking about like restrictions and stuff. I feel like you know what sin is and stuff, and like temptation and that. Like
yeah.
you are like, if you don't have these rules on yourself from Christianity, if you're thinking about it on the way that I do, you are bound by sin and the desires of your body and your flesh to do greed, to have lust and all those things. You're bound and you're stuck to that. You're chained to that. Like people who are addicted to jerking off, to porn and things like that. You're shackled to that lust and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
whenever you follow God's rules, you find God and you accept that Jesus Christ died on the cross and that you're free from those sins, then you're free from those things. You know what I mean? And I get like
Yeah.
you feel like you don't want to do those things, but those things in general lead to bad things. Like getting drunk all the time, I mean, that can definitely lead down a terribly bad path. And having sex before marriage, like crazy and stuff like that, just it in general, it can definitely lead to a bad path as well. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
But getting drunk once or a few times, it isn't. It's not. That shouldn't be seen as a sin.
I see it as one because in the Bible it says, "Don't be a drunkard." It's the fact of
But drinking inherently by itself, the consumption of alcohol, isn't a bad thing. Like alcohol is a, it's a drug. Is it a drug or is it a depressant?
depressing is a kind of drug.
Yeah. Wait, shit.
No, but I know what you're saying, but like what I'm saying is like it just over time will lead to a path of that, which is why God warns us to stay away from those things. Is what I mean. With drinking for me, you know I don't drink at all.
Yeah.
I just see it like I see how people act when they're with it and how people can turn out when they drink all the time. So that's why I personally choose not to drink at all because I don't want to end up like that, and I don't like really the crowd that much that drinks because I mean they act like idiots
Yeah.
sometimes. It's
Yeah.
just not it's not how I want to be. It's not my character at all. Also, you know I can have fun and act stupid without it, so
Yeah.
I don't really need that.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Now, what?
It's just like the fact that there's no solid concrete proof of evidence. It's the same for every religion too, not just Christianity. Like Islam, I'd say Christianity is probably one of the more tame one in its rules.
I get that, but here's hold on. What was I even thinking? Sorry, awkward
You want to come
silence for a
back to
second.
this topic?
No, keep saying what you're saying. I'm thinking for a second.
What was I saying?
Concrete evidence of God. I mean, if God were to just come down right now and be like, Adam, look, I'm real. God gives us free will to live our life however we want. We can choose to live it with Him, or we can choose to live it separate from Him, which leads to eternity separate from Him. But if He were to just show Himself to us, then it would get rid of that free will because then obviously God is real. So then obviously we're tethered to that. But He gives us free will to choose. So if God just made it blatantly obvious, then there wouldn't be much of a choice, would there? There is plenty of proof that Jesus died on the cross. There was plenty of eyewitnesses, thousands of them, and there was many apostles and disciples of him that died terrible deaths because of what they believed. And I feel like that is very good evidence for all of it because what Jesus preached and what he talked about.
But then
And
what about Prophet Muhammad? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. But what about Prophet Muhammad then?
what do you mean? What about it?
I
Like
mean,
how is it?
he claims he spoke to the gods. He has a
Yeah,
whole
he did.
religion based upon him. It's like, yeah, Jesus died at the cross, but that doesn't that doesn't prove a linkage between.
Yeah, but he was not the son of God.
No, but he's a prophet that spoke directly to God.
There were many prophets that spoke to God. I mean,
Yeah, but this is the
Paul spoke
Islamic
to
one.
God. All the disciples spoke to God. But
Yeah, because all the gods and all these religions are the same God, pretty much.
many of them are. I
It's
don't
like
know. It
Islam,
gets kind of
Christianity.
funky with Islam because I don't know if they don't really have exactly the same God. If you look in the Quran and that and what they preach,
Yeah,
it's like Now, some Muslims don't take that seriously, but like
Yeah.
you're talking about terrorist groups, some of them do. And I'm
Yeah.
not, mind me, I'm not super educated on all the faiths. I'm not even super educated on my own. I'm a baby Christian. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But like preaching that whoever doesn't believe they need to be like killed and stuff, I don't think, like, Jesus preaches love and kindness, and like he didn't come here to judge, he came to save us. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like that is a good thing to preach, and that's a good thing to follow, honestly, along with the evidence of everybody seeing him risen from the dead in that.
Fair enough.
And also, I feel like Muhammad in that, he kind of like just, he was a prophet in that they put up on a pedestal and idolize, and God tells us not to have idols. And
Yeah.
that's the same problem that like Catholics do with the Pope, you know, and with statues and that. But
Mhm.
Jesus, we worship him because Jesus is God, the Holy Trinity. Like
Yeah.
the Father and the Son are one.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to come back to this topic in a few minutes?
yeah, we sure we can.
I had
Sure.
never one in mind. So I know me and you both, one thing we share in common is that we've both been on the receiving end of hate.
Yeah.
It's like pure unfiltered hate.
Yeah.
It's like, I know with your video, your controversial video,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you remember with like that Dominic guy
Yeah.
at my
Yeah.
work.
I remember that.
Yeah. And fuck, that's just like, just cool we got that in common.
True. I mean, it's a good experience to find out. I really needed it because I mean, I'm going to be doing,
It really shows you.
it really does. And this is the stuff I want to do. So I mean, I'm going to be getting into way worse than just some kids picking on me
Yeah.
at school and saying stuff but not really doing anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a crazy world, bro. You really got to,
But just seeing
good to
those
know.
people with like that much hate in their heart,
I mean,
like it really is crazy.
no, there is true evil in the world, bro. And I feel like that's definitely the devil at work, dude.
But it's not even like these people aren't even inherently evil. Like how many people actually like texted you or DM'd you over Instagram and hated on you?
I mean, there's plenty, there's like hundreds hating in the comments, but
Yeah.
there was a couple that DM'd me some threats and stuff saying that
Yeah.
they were going to do something, but they never did.
It's like those people. It's like
I feel like,
getting upset over words is never the right stance to take.
for sure.
And that's why like I apologized to you when I pushed your head at lunch. Remember that?
Yeah,
Because I realized I was like, you can't hurt people over words.
dude,
Jesus.
sometimes, like,
It's like sometimes. Holy fuck, though.
sometimes you just get like heated in the moment, low key, and it's
Yeah.
easy to just give in to hate and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's something you learn over time, is just to, like, think through things and not just be like so impulsive. I mean, that's the problem with being young. Like, our brain's not fully developed. We just do stupid crap, like, without even thinking about it. And I mean, a lot of those people, I feel like they didn't even really give me a chance to like actually listen to what I was trying to say. They just heard a few buzzwords, or they heard what someone else said, that I was a terrible person. They just took it and ran with it. And I feel like that's a lot of how things go nowadays. That's why a lot of people are hated. They're not really given a thought. They just hear what their friend says about it, and it just keeps getting passed down the line. Nobody actually watches the video. They just take everyone's word for it and hate it.
It's the same thing for words in general. Someone tells them something, they pretty much almost instantly believe it.
Yeah.
If they are looking for a reason to dislike you but don't have one, and then something comes up, like someone tells them you did something,
Yeah.
there's no jury. You're automatically guilty in their eyes. It's
For
like
sure.
for them, it spreads.
No,
They are so trusting of
hate
word of
spreads
mouth,
a
but
lot
then for
faster.
you to prove your side, you need to provide like hard, concrete evidence.
Yeah, exactly.
When they didn't take that from the other side,
It's complete backwards of how it should be.
it really is.
Hate spreads a lot faster. Like, especially with social media and stuff, it's bad.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, politics.
Maybe in a little bit. What I wanted to say was, like, I don't think my message was wrong with that video. Like, I feel like what I said was pretty true. But I feel like the problem was, I'm trying to bring people to Christ, and I feel like it was too early on to talk about that, because bringing up like hard topics right away, it's not really the good way to appeal to people and like bring new people. And I kind of do the opposite of what I want to do and turn more people away than I did bring them in. And
Yeah.
often, I mean, I just try and talk about what's on my heart, what's on my mind whenever I make my videos. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Is there cursing allowed in this podcast?
if you can, if you want, but I
All right,
don't
I'll
that
try to refrain from it.
much. You can do whatever you want. No, but what's even more crazy, I want to talk to you about. God gave me like a sign that night that I think is absolutely crazy, and I know you're gonna be kind of skeptical of it, but
Yeah.
I
'Cause you always have to look at everything through your third eye.
no, I mean, some people take signs like differently, but I mean, God definitely does talk to us, and it's not always through like words of thundering voice, but through signs and stuff and things that aren't just a coincidence.
Yeah.
And that day when I was getting all that hate and stuff, I was like I was pretty stressed out about it. And I got home and I was just going to go straight to bed. And I try to read decently often. I haven't a bit because I've been super busy the past few days.
Yeah.
But I try and read in that. And I went to bed, I turned off my light, and I kept getting this feeling like telling me to read, to read, to read. And then I opened up my Bible and I was in the middle of Acts and I just like started reading off where I was. And I didn't even read very far. And then I got to this verse. Let me see if I can find it. It's a good thing I actually brought this. I got to this verse that actually like matched like perfectly to what like was happening. It's actually like crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that definitely was like God saying something. And I didn't want to take down that video because I didn't want them to win, but like my parents, they didn't want to have like any more problems because like we're trying to move and stuff.
Yeah.
They just wanted me to finish high school and not have any more problems with stupid crap.
Do you want me to keep it real?
What's up?
I think you could have phrased it better in the video.
Oh, for sure. I feel like I kind of could.
Significantly.
Like I said, I feel like I turned more people away than I brought them in. I feel like that's where I went wrong with it because I didn't really accomplish my goal.
Well, but like even the original message, it's like what was the original message you were trying to go for?
I was saying like you can't really expect people to respect you if you don't respect yourself. And the way that like you don't respect yourself to just go around and like, for example, this one girl in our school, you probably know who I'm talking about because they're kind of infamous, but
Yeah.
every day they have like shorts on that they're completely like their booties completely hanging out. I wasn't going after crop tops or stuff like that. I was going after people who were literally like half naked.
Yeah.
And that same person is someone who does not have much self-respect, and they get passed around and stuff and they get used and stuff. And that's what I was saying. I was saying that you got to have respect for yourself to dress semi-decent so that people don't sexualize you and come after you. You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to say.
I think, yeah.
Could I have said it better? Yeah, but
I think it's kind of just difficult, that message to convey in general, because like you said, it's like you want to, you girls, you want to dress the way you want, or do you want to be by Christ's side? And anyone seeing that, it's obviously going to choose like, well, I'd rather just dress how I like usually do, keep it like
yeah,
be
exactly.
myself.
I could have worded it better. I feel like
I think you could have just used a different example.
yeah, probably.
Like maybe like someone like walking into Walmart shirtless or something.
Yeah, I don't
Like a more, you know.
yeah, I don't think my message was wrong, but I just think I didn't really appeal to like newer people to bring more people in. I kind of turned people away.
I mean, is that your whole goal though, to bring new people in, or are you just trying to like
I would
talk
like
about
to,
your
but
faith? And...
I would like to, but I'm definitely going to talk about my faith, and I'm not going to silence myself. I speak the truth. I'm not going to water down the word just to appeal to like today's world and what's normal today.
That's fair.
But hold on, let me get. This is like when I was getting feelings like I should read. This is what like I read. It says it was in Acts. What is it? Acts 18, verse 9 through 10. It says, "One night the Lord said to Paul in a vision, 'Do not be afraid, but speak, and do not be silent, for I am with you, and no one will lay a hand on you to harm you, for there are many people in this city who are my people.'" I feel like that's like,
And that's when you read at the time.
yeah, that's what I read at the time. That I felt
Damn.
like, don't you feel like that
Yeah.
literally like matches completely? Because I had people like saying threats to me and stuff, and I was worried the next day coming to school that people were gonna like frick at me and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was That was
No.
like God comforting me and telling me like
That's a
You're
perfect
chilling.
verse.
it definitely is.
But it's like,
And when it
I
says
feel
there are
like
many,
that's like one of 1,000 verses like that. Basically saying the same thing in the Bible.
what do you mean?
It's like, accept him and he will always have your back and have your side.
Yeah, there is a key message to a lot of them that says stuff like that.
So, but yeah, no, that's cool though. It's cool to
Yeah.
see that you've got a passion that you're enjoying and putting all this effort into. It's cool
Yeah.
to see,
I like it, bro.
definitely.
I feel like I've always wanted to make videos and stuff, and I feel like that's like, I feel like God's like called me to like kind of do stuff like that for a while. And I didn't like, I don't know, I didn't really completely know God for a while, and I never knew what to make videos about. But then when I found God, now I just started like making videos about Him, and I just quit caring what other people think, because
Yeah,
why would I care about what like man and people
yeah,
think?
exactly.
Because nobody's perfect, but God is. So
It's like at the end of it, damn. Can you edit that voice crack out? It's like at the end of the day, it's all just do what you enjoy.
true.
That's what leaving high school is like. It's so freeing because in high school,
We're stuck doing stupid
you're
things.
stuck, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like a stuck popular group, like a stuck group of friends that like
No,
get the most likes and post the most and like have front seats.
it's
You
hard
know
to.
what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like in high school too, like especially the school that we go to, like it's decently small. So it's like if you don't get along with some people, bro, you're kind of fricked. You can't really find much different
Yeah,
in other
exactly.
people to be friends with that are more like you, because I mean, it's a small town, everybody knows each other, and most of everybody is pretty similar.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
It's like everyone has
sucks
a
in that way.
fringe.
Yeah,
Everyone, yeah.
it sucks.
Me and you were both on the middle part trend.
Oh,
No, you were on it before me though.
yeah, that was
The middle
that
part,
was freaking.
middle part
It was
gone.
rotten most days, but then there were some days where it looks decent.
Yeah, no, it looked good.
I think it fits you, but I don't know. I kind of like having shorter hair now. It's
Yeah,
chill.
dude, having short hair
It
is such like a
feels,
blessing after having
yeah,
long hair.
it feels
Yeah.
freaking good.
It's like you don't have to use as much soap when you shower. Like
It doesn't get as
you can just
greasy,
like,
nasty.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you don't look like a girl from behind or anything stupid like that.
Exactly.
Dude, there was this one time. This is like Thanksgiving 2 years ago. I was with my family in Arkansas, of course, and what was it? It would be my mom's cousin. It was his grandma, and she is super old. Like, I mean, she's in like a nursing home and that. She can hardly see, hardly hear. And she looked over, and I was sitting next to my older cousin Will, and at the table, and I guess I was slouching a bit or something.
Yeah.
And then she just all of a sudden like yelled like, "You need to take her to bed. She's about to fall asleep at the table." Like, she was talking about me. She thought I was a girl because my hair was so long and she can barely see who I am.
Bro, it's like low key, like
that-
the back. I could see that.
No, that was bad, bro. Because then I got called like Daphne for the rest of the day because they were just joking because it's like a girl D name. So yeah,
That's crazy.
no, I like having short hair.
I walked up to some boy at my summer camp. I thought it was a girl, but I
Really?
couldn't tell. So I was like staring at him for solid 10 minutes. So I just tapped him on the shoulder. and was like, "You a girl?" He was like, "No."
Oh
Okay.
my gosh,
I just
bro.
walked away.
You're staring. Why are you
Easy as
staring at him
that.
at 10 minutes, bro? Were you attracted to him or something?
No, bro, I literally couldn't figure it out. It's like some people you just don't know.
No, I know, bro, and especially like today's world, bro. Like
Oh,
sometimes
God.
you really
You
don't
really
know,
don't.
bro. There's some critters out
But
there.
most of the time, you always have a little bit of a feel.
Yeah, true.
Like you can see someone dressed up in like women's clothing, makeup, wig.
Yeah, but some people,
But like you can tell.
some
You
people,
can tell.
some people do that, but then they're like, I don't even know, bro. It's confusing nowadays.
Yeah, they're attractive to you, aren't they?
No, bro. What the frick? All right, I'm done.
Well, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Like, makes themselves look like a girl and we're attracted to girls.
I
I mean,
guess
anyone can make themselves look like a girl for real.
they could.
Even
Well,
an attractive one.
we can talk about politics a little bit.
Alright. So I know you're voting for Trump in the 2024 election.
Let's not say that anywhere because we don't.
Well,
But
I'm voting for Biden. It's like,
you're voting for Biden, bro?
yeah. Please, please have respect for Dalton on this issue.
Have respect for Adam too.
All right.
We're allowed to have our opinions, and we're
Yeah.
allowed to vote. We're not allowed. We shouldn't be bullied into voting a certain way.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I feel like. No, what were you gonna say? Keep going. What you were.
Oh, I was finishing it off.
Oh, okay. What do you think about like? So we were just talking about like girls and boys dressing like certain ways, and we were kind of getting into transgender type stuff.
But yeah.
How do you feel about like little kids being allowed to choose to like get permanent like gender assignment surgery? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, obviously that's wrong.
For sure.
It's like little children. They don't have the ability to make that choice in their mind at that age.
Exactly. They're not old enough, and like doing like the transgender stuff, like when you get those surgeries, like that can give you terrible disease, and that messes you up. That for the rest of your life, shortens your lifespan. It's just like terrible, especially for like a little kid to make that decision. Like little kids don't like they have an imagination. They don't know what they're doing. They have little stupid phases that they go through, bro. Like one day some little boy might want to be a princess, but the next day
Bro, exactly.
like he's just freaking around. Like kids think stupid things. Like it doesn't mean that they want
Like,
to
I went into
ruin
like
their
a
entire
puppet
life.
stage, bro.
What?
Like a puppet phase, bro.
Really?
Where I just bought only puppets.
What the frick?
It
No,
was weird.
I actually had a puppet because there was one at a. You know, my parents do like they used to do craft shows on the side or whatever. I don't know if you knew that, but I would be at a bunch of those, and like there was one that had like a
Wait,
little
crab
like
shows or
craft,
craft?
like a craft fair.
Oh,
Yeah, and they had like there was some stand that had like a little like triceratops like puppet thing where you like hold it like this and it just like
Yeah.
walks, and like I had one of those. Got tangled up in like a day.
So, what do you think of LGBTQ community?
Like, what do you mean by what do I think of it?
Well, do you believe there should be something? There should be like restrictions put on them.
I just think it shouldn't be forced on children. That's all I really.
Well, who's forcing it on children though?
I mean, dude, if you look at kids' TV shows like Transformers, like the transgender Transformer stuff and the things they try and brainwash kids.
Transgender Transformers?
You haven't seen that?
I don't think I've ever heard of that, no.
Yeah, there's like, I mean, there's other like little kids shows where it shows like little boys in it like dressing up in dresses and showing like, yeah, you can do this too and stuff like that. And then like, there's like Transformers now. They're like transgender and stuff. Like, dude, that kids do not need to see that, bro. Like,
are you sure it's not like just a transformer that can switch genders?
no,
Like,
it's like a transgender one. Like, yeah, like,
bro.
like it's
Wait, so in the Transformers universe, or at least in the universe where the show movie takes place, it switched from a male to a female, and that is acknowledged in the show, or not male,
No,
but
like-
it switched genders, and that's acknowledged as they switched genders.
no, like it's actually like a transgender Transformer. It's not just like they changed
What?
genders. Like no, there's female like Transformers, but like no, it's not like that. Like sure, we need to have girls and boys in TV shows, but no, it's actually like a transgender like Transformer or
True.
something weird. Like that should not be put on kids, bro. That's
I mean,
what I believe.
I haven't seen anything like that, but I think it's really is.
I'll just
like,
show you after it.
I think it's a case by case basis too. Like, yeah, there's probably not a lot of Republican cartoon shows.
I don't think they should. Well, I don't know. I don't think they should. Kids' TV shows should just be normal like they used to be. I don't think they should put anything that has to do with politics or any. You good. All right, we can take a break real quick.
We're back from our break. My apologies about that, Dalton.
Yeah, you just randomly got up and
Just had
just
to go to
started
the
like
bathroom.
going pee. I was like, okay.
Nature is man's kingdom.
No, so
No.
what we were saying, I think like
Huh.
kids shows there shouldn't be any sort of politics thing or anything that has to do with.
That's fair.
Thinking
there
about-
shouldn't be any message
There
involved.
shouldn't be anything involving what a kid is sexually attracted to in that show, or anything that has to do with.
So,
You know what I mean?
can cartoons depict characters as homosexual without necessarily displaying a message. Shit.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't think. My opinion is, I just don't think there should be any kind of thing that's kind of trying to sway kids into changing their mind about things. I think kids should just be able to make up their mind on their own. You know what I mean? Like just over time.
On God. So, Trump. Are you a single issue voter? In the sense that like
Oh, like
one of Trump's policies,
I'm only focused on the border or something.
yeah, something like that.
Mm-mm.
Because I know abortion is a big thing for Christians. Because Ryan's not going to vote for Biden just because of the abortion.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you should look at the full picture. A lot of people don't anymore. Sorry, I'm still eating. I'm talking with my mouth. Hold on.
No, you're good.
A lot of people just look at the clips on reels and stuff like that. I feel like people should actually like I've known Trump for years. I knew when he had that TV show because my parents used to watch it. What was that called? Undercover Boss
The
or
Apprentice.
Apprentice? That's what it was.
Yeah.
Undercover Boss. No. I should definitely look at the full picture of who that person is and not just like a few reels and just make up their mind off that.
Yeah.
And that's the issue nowadays because everything is so just chopped up, little bitty things,
Oh yeah.
and people just make their decisions off
It's
of
only
that.
gonna get worse too.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is a shame.
So no, I agree with how Trump deals with our economy. I agree how he backs Israel on that because I feel like we should protect Israel because it's the land of God's people and stuff like that. And
Well, Biden protects Israel too.
he
He's just not as
he
loose
did
with it.
no, but now he's starting to kind of turn his back on Israel. He's kind of like on the news. If you watch the news, they're kind of painting Israel in a bad light, and they're not really talking much about how
Well,
the terrible things that Hamas is doing. I know all news is there's
All
different.
news is?
All news
So
is
Fox
freaking
too?
biased. No.
I
I mean,
mean,
all news is
I've-
biased, so there's gonna be different ones on different news. But it was more of a liberal news I had on. I forgot
True.
what it was.
Well, I have seen articles about that, but I've also seen Trump in a tweet on his Truth Social website where he says that once he's elected president, he will deport all the Palestinian protesters. So all the protesters that are
Now I understand what he's saying because like if you really the
It's
people
hard.
here on college campuses that are saying they're pro Hamas and they're all like Palestine, Palestine, like they
That's-
have no idea what Hamas is doing to people, and they're like raping people, they're putting babies in ovens and killing them, and
No,
they're
yeah,
saying pro
you're
Hamas.
right.
Like if you're preaching that, then go over to Palestine, go live over there, and go see what happens because they're gonna freaking torture you and shoot you. They don't care if you're pro them or not. That's just ridiculous. So that's mainly the point he's making with that.
and I do agree with that, but I think I think freedom should be more protected. I think that freedoms would be protected. I don't really see how Trump could do that. I'm sure he could find like
No,
evidence.
I don't think he's meaning he's actually going to do it, but I mean he's just saying like
Yeah, but then why would?
because they're
then
against
what's-
America. There's so many people that like I feel like even in our government, there's so many people that like they want to see our country burn. Like
Yeah,
just the things they do.
yeah.
So honestly, like the same like thing. If you don't like our country, then you should leave. That's what I think. Silence. No, but I don't know. I agree. What?
What?
I agree with his border stance too. I really think we do need to contain it, and like the disaster that's happening in Texas right now is like terrible because they're trying to stop him from putting up a wall to like stop illegals from coming in. Like Texas is trying to do the right thing, but then they're like trying to stop him from doing that. Like it's kind of.
I feel like that's the. I feel like that's the whole Republican Party's agenda right now. Is basically block anything that the Democrats try to pass through Congress.
Oh, they do that. I mean, Adam, they do that to each other. Both parties do because it's just like it's just a spiteful thing. Like
it
whenever
really is.
whenever Biden gets into office, he immediately makes executive orders to just reverse everything Trump did because even if it's something that's good for the country, they don't care. They just want to get rid of it because it's Trump's, so they hate it.
But why do we need a polarizing figure like Trump in office? We need someone who can lead America in this
Dude,
unstable
I'm gonna be
time.
honest, Adam. There's so many people that like. It doesn't matter what you do, people are going to hate you. And when you're someone like Trump, who's not going to be silenced by everybody trying to silence him, and you're going to speak what you believe and try and do what you can,
Yeah, but
I mean,
Trump's on
they're going to
trial.
hate him. What?
Trump's on trial for paying hush money to a porn star.
Dude, I feel like that's low key. They're trying to like just shut him down so that he couldn't
Bro,
be president. I'm
it's
not
a
gonna lie.
federal court case. I bet you.
Yeah, and
if
Adam
it was if it was in any way corrupt, it
Adam,
would have already been sane by now.
so you think the government is completely legit?
No, but I'm saying like not everything against Trump is just a deep state conspiracy. Like
No, but Adam, you think
the court has the evidence, they have their witnesses and like statements. They don't make federal decisions, especially on somebody like Trump who has like 50% of the nation about to vote on him. They don't make federal decisions just like that to like lock him away.
Well,
it's a super careful process.
because I think they want to get rid of him. And Adam, they've done many things that are super secretive and weird in this country before that leads me to not believe so many of the things that they do. And like, look at freaking like 9/11, for example. The things that like, why will they not unclassify documents from 9/11 when it's done?
Yeah, sure, like John F. Kennedy.
That's super sus too. And yet JFK too, things with that.
But
things with Nixon too, that there's so many unlike classified things from so long ago and they won't release it. So like, what are they hiding, bro? That's what I mean. They've done weird crap like this before. Who's saying they won't? Again, I mean, there's people, I believe there's a lot of people like up top that they call like the elites, bro, that are freaking do weird crap
but like
and they just want to control people.
yeah. But like yeah, I kind of wish I did have a notebook actually.
No, I know what you're saying with like the court thing. You're like, how could they fake that? How could they do this? But like,
Well,
they've done crap like this before.
You've seen all the stuff Trump said. Like if Biden said it, it would be unacceptable still.
Dude, Biden says Biden says crazy crap all the time, and they let him get away with it. Dude,
doesn't say crazy crap.
Dude, he said walk into any like gas station and like you're guaranteed to see like an Indian man. He said like there was some thing for like veterans and stuff, and like he called a bunch of the veterans like stupid bastards. Like he said
no,
crap
he
like,
didn't,
dude,
bro.
yes he did.
No, he
Look
didn't.
up Biden calling people stupid like the
Okay,
veterans
look
stupid
up Trump
bastards.
checking his clock or checking his watch at the cemetery.
Dude, Biden did that too. What are you talking
They
about?
both did it. Bro, I'm just saying, it's just like if Biden said these things, he would get flamed, seen as psychotic, all that. Trump says these
I don't
things, it's
think
just
so,
a part of
'cause,
his personality. Yeah, but do we
Biden-
need a president saying these things that Trump's saying? Even now, he's texting out Truth Social, calling out judges, saying there's a witch hunt against him.
Good, bro. Calling people out that are doing bad stuff.
But
That's
it's
what I
not
think.
a witch hunt
I
just
think,
because you're being charged for a crime.
dude, a lot of the crime doesn't really have much proof to it, bro.
Well, clearly it does.
Like
There's
I was
a federal
saying,
court case going on.
like I
right
was
now.
saying before, like just because it's a federal court case, our government has done like stupid crap before that's sus. It doesn't mean that it's true.
Yeah, but even then, doing that trying to put in jail an ex-president that half the nation loves and never hates, it would never.
Because the people up top don't like him. They don't want what he's going to do. They don't want him to kick the people out of office that are in power that shouldn't be. That
So
are
what about
doing
the
the wrong
Mueller
things.
report?
What about what?
The Mueller report?
What was that?
Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's basically, do you know who Robert Mueller is?
No.
He was the director of the FBI in 2016.
Really?
Yeah. And he made a report about all the findings into an investigation that Russia helped Trump in that election. And his conclusions came to that there's no evidence that Trump knew that he was being helped, but there is evidence that like the Russians were interfering with the election. And
Oh, dude, Adam, of
but
course.
for but in 10 days before election, that same director announced that they are opening an investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails 10 days before the election. You're not allowed to do that because it could fuck over the election for anybody. And then of course, in the whole 2016 election, that whole email thing became a big thing about like Hillary to distrust her and all that. And then after the election ended, the report came out. She was clear. It's like she just happened to accidentally use her personal email. It's like they really looked into it. Because people would be pissed. Believe me, if it's a national security breach like the one she was accused of, then it would definitely be known of, or wouldn't try to be covered up. But then again, I don't know what would be and what wouldn't be tried to be covered up.
I don't know, Adam. It's so hard to trust so many things. I'm not even like that super educated about our government, but I know there's a lot of shady things and weird crap that goes on, to be honest.
Yeah, but you gotta accept some of the things Trump says, some of the things he has said has been wrong. Like name calling while in office is just it doesn't set a good standard.
Yeah, he said some crazy crap. I mean, nobody's perfect, bro, but like
Yeah,
I
if
do
Biden said
like
those things,
what?
if Biden said those things at the same,
Adam, I feel the same way on my side. I feel like Biden says crazy crap, but if Trump said those things, they go crazy after him and they do. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're both on
agree to
opposite
disagree.
sides. We're both like yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say that.
yeah,
I feel like having you as a friend being around me like with different views, I feel like that is a good thing because you should be like exposed to different views and stuff so that you can question things. You shouldn't
yeah,
just believe everything you hear. I mean, I think
yeah.
that's good. But
Well,
I don't know.
it's like in that one case, like you read Noah at the lunch table, and we were arguing about politics again, and like Noah started saying, "Also, Noah, if you're watching this, I'm not trying to dish you," but Noah was saying that Biden canceled Easter and then made it a transnational holiday.
Oh,
And then that was proven false by an AP article. Even Reed said it was true. You said it was true.
no, I said it was kind of disrespectful that like it just happened that they made trans down then, but then you said that that's been that day for a while. They just like kind of announced it.
So it changed your view on that situation.
I mean, not really. I think it was still kind of disrespectful, but I feel like
Disrespectful in what
if it
way?
really has been around for a while, then I don't even know.
True.
I don't know. I mean,
All right.
you can over each side we all over exaggerate things and it all gets taken different ways. So
Well, let's talk about life, bro.
yeah.
In summer, or when are you moving over?
Like in 2 weeks I'm gonna be down there for sure. Me and my dad we've been taking trailer loads down for a while and then we're gonna get like rent a big truck and then get the rest of it down there.
That's what's up.
Yep.
How are you planning on spending your summer down there?
Working and doing
Working.
this and
Where are you
figuring
planning on
things
working?
out. The airport probably. I don't know that I'd want to have that for like a steady job. Plus I can get free flights, so that'll be nice. That's the main thing I want out of it.
True.
But I want to keep doing this and I've always wanted to start my own business too, so I want to do that. I'm low key thinking about maybe window washing or something like that. But
Window washing?
possibly. Because there's like no overhead costs or anything, so it's like
Do you see success with that?
definitely could be.
Do you think so?
Especially in like more upper class neighborhoods with old people. If I come to that door like a young kid with a smiling face, can I wash
Yeah.
your windows? They're definitely going to let me.
Dude, that's what Ryan's doing. He's in Denver right now,
Really?
and he's a door-to-door bug spray salesman. He
Oh,
has to
really?
work 6 days a week, 10 hours a day,
Hmm.
and he makes commission though.
How well does he do?
I don't know. He has a buddy who makes like 300K from it every summer,
Dang.
but I don't know. You should
Yeah,
check someone out like that.
true.
Would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about working like crazy in some like steady job to start with, like probably the airport since I can have that free flights benefit, and then just trying to figure out my own side grind along with doing these still because I
Yeah.
like doing
No,
these.
definitely.
Plus, I want to see where this goes. just a hobby I always wanted to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, one day I would like to move to the Tampa area once I can stack up a decent amount of money to move out.
Tampa. That's cool.
Yeah, I really like Florida. One of my aunts lives down in that area. I think it's really nice.
Yeah. Tampa's beautiful. Basically like California.
Low key, except for
Have you ever been to Cali?
yeah, a few times. I went to Yosemite. My parents really like going to national parks, so I've been to Yosemite and that down
Shit.
there. It's pretty cool.
National parks are cool though.
Yeah, they are.
You ever been to a Yellowstone?
Yeah, I've been there. It's been a while, but yeah, I have been there.
Have you ever been to Joshua Tree?
No, that's one I have not been to.
Ah, have you heard of it though?
Where is that one at?
It's in Palm Springs,
Palm
California.
Springs. Oh, California.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do not think I've been there.
Hmm.
For sure not.
it's like a super desert.
Really?
Dude,
That's
these
pretty cool.
fucking excuse my language. Dude, these flies just keep like
Yeah, I know it's a
hitting my
freaking gnat.
ear. Yeah.
Hey, it's better than freaking locust because I was in Charleston, Illinois this past weekend for state because that's where they have state at, and immediately when we got off the bus, I just heard like so loud like, and they
Yeah.
sound different too. Like it sounds like a monster like
Yeah.
or something like that. And dude, they're like I mean, there's billions. Like you're not putting a dent in that population. Like, and when you go under the trees, like there's probably more locusts than there are leaves in the trees, and it's just like ear piercing loud because of how many there are.
Dude,
And
they're creepy too.
bro, over by the track, like they fly everywhere. They'll get all over you and like hit you in the face, and they're just like there's ridiculous amounts of them.
Damn.
Yeah,
Locust, bro.
they're low key. They're kind of interesting,
Dude,
like how they work,
they're kind of weird
because
looking.
they're like Those are like the 17-year ones. It's just weird, like
Yeah.
Ethan was joking because I captured him in a bottle and like was messing with him,
Yeah.
and we all just like mashed him. Like they took 17 years to like mature on the ground just to come up for me to like throw him in a bottle and like shake him around and freaking mess with him. Like it's weird. Like what they do is they come out of the ground and then they go into the tree, put eggs in the tree, and then at the end of the season they like live like 24 days. The eggs like fall, the eggs like they hatch, and then they're like called a nymph. That's what they are before they become a cicada. Like when they get their wings, they like fall
You
into
know
the
what else is
ground.
called a nymph?
What?
You haven't heard that term?
No,
You haven't heard what a nymph is?
no. All right, maybe let's not get into that because it's definitely something.
We'll stay away from that. Keep it
But
family friendly.
it falls into the ground and then they just crawl around like eat sap off of trees for like if it's a 17-year one, I guess 17 years until they come back out. It's just freaking weird.
What useless bugs, bro?
I don't even know, bro. They're weird.
So me and you started off shit. Excuse my language. Me and you
You could.
started off friends in 7th grade.
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna lie, around sophomore year, say sophomore year to end of junior year, I thought you were a douche.
Really? What did I do?
Well, you'd always like anytime you'd see me, you'd be like NPC.
Really?
Yeah, you were like annoying. It was like,
Yeah, I bet, bro. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. I'm sure I was too.
NPC. No, I feel like I don't know. I don't mean this in any mean way, but I feel like you used to like shake a lot and be like were you scared of like what people like thought of you or something and stuff like
No.
that?
It was actually quite opposite.
Really? Were you
Yeah.
super like I don't even know what
It's like
the
I
word is.
didn't. I should have thought more about what people thought of me at the time.
No, I don't think
No.
you ever really like should that much.
Well, yeah,
But
but soft like
no, because I kind of related to because no, dude, I used to like be so like worried like
Yeah.
about what people thought that I'd be like almost like shaky too because I'd feel like everybody's looking at me, but really nobody cares
oh,
like
God.
that much.
Oh no, I'm naturally tweaky.
Really?
Yeah.
I got
It's
you.
like, do you ever just see me just like,
You're like a drug addict.
yeah. It's like, although I've been trying to be more nonchalant lately.
Yeah,
Just let things go. Just like don't be a quick hanger, you know.
that's good, bro.
God.
Heck, you the spider thing. Are you
But
cool
yeah.
with circling back to like God and that?
Oh yeah. I was gonna talk more about 7th grade, but
I don't even know what else there is to talk about.
it's like Ethan and Ian.
Yeah.
Does Ethan watch these videos? Probably. No. Maybe.
No, he does.
He does. Ethan
Yeah,
Schmidt.
Yeah, I sent him to like the D squad and stuff. A lot of them watching.
Yeah.
What's up, Schmidt?
Schmidt. Me and him used to be good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like, with God, like, we talked about the Big Bang and that, and the creation of the universe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard that much. Like, I don't even know what the evidence really is to the Big Bang. But either way, if the Big Bang really was what happened, I still believe that like God created it because like of how. I mean, look just how perfect everything like came out to be. Like, just how complex everything is. It had to have been like an intelligent mind for it to happen. I don't feel like it was just by chance those two things just expanded to just infinite randomness to just like create us, like,
Yeah.
you know.
So, do you believe that we come from
Monkeys.
primates? You don't think so?
No. Did you know that Darwin? Hold on? Did you know that Darwin's theory, like, there's actually no fossil evidence or proof that we came from like whatever those fish things were to monkeys to humans. Like, there's no fossil evidence of that like evolution thing like happening, which is actually crazy. I did not even know that. Like, before Darwin's theory, the common belief was kind of just like that we started as humans, like God made us human, but like,
yeah,
until Darwin's theory, and then people they started teaching that, even though there's not even any fossil evidence to it, which is like kind of crazy.
I mean, yeah, it's just theory. Like,
yeah, for
you could say like Christianity is a theory too, pretty much.
Yeah, you definitely could. But I don't know. I see a lot of evidence to it personally, and like,
I mean, yeah, that's cool.
If you're looking around like right now,
you see that squirrel, bro?
Yeah, I know. There's like a jungle right there. Like, looking around right now, like, you can ask like where I see God, and this is something I was saying on the podcast with Parker that got cut off.
Yeah.
But like, I see God when I go outside, like just like this, like peaceful right now, just like listening to the birds chirping, like just the birds, the breeze, the trees, the sea, all that. Like, I see God because that's like His creation, bro. And it's just like, it's beautiful and it's peaceful, and like, this world is like, it's a broken world ever since like Adam and Eve like ate the apple. It's full of sin, it's full of disaster, but there's still like beautiful parts to it for sure, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think the loudest voices get heard. In terms of, I think the loudest voices get heard in terms of hate, like, all of those things.
Yeah.
Like news channels, it's like they're not gonna put good stories. They're not gonna point out someone playing in the forest.
No, that's what's twisted about it, is like, the news, they don't put out good stories. They put out disaster and chaos because that's what gets them more views.
Yeah.
Because that's what's interesting or whatever.
There's a movie about that.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I'd never watched that one. I know there's a lot of people that.
Have you ever seen
rave about
Mad Max Fury Road?
No, I haven't. I've seen like main movies. I'm not a big movie guy like you are.
You haven't seen Mad Max Fury Road?
I've never even heard of it, bro.
Bro, one of the best action movies of all time, bro.
Really? I'll have to check it out.
It could slap shit out of anybody. In high school, since we're not in high school anymore, who would it be?
Nobody, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I believe in like with the whole hate thing that happened, bro. I just believe in being nice to people back, even if they're mean to you. Like, at least try your best to, because like, doing hate back and like freaking slapping people or whatever, it doesn't solve anything.
But saying you felt that way isn't an admission of guilt.
What do you mean?
You didn't actually slap the person by saying you wanted to.
Oh,
like a thought.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know. I don't think there's anybody I would want to. Who would you slap? What? Adam, all right. We're not bringing any names.
I've always wanted to slap the shit out of him. I'm sorry.
Bro, we're cutting that out. No, I'm not targeting. I'm not targeting anybody like that. No.
All right.
Bro. Chill. That's funny though.
I want to beat you up.
No, bro. He's gonna come and freaking like manhandle you. And
Bro, I know. It's like if you post that with me saying that, I'm fucked.
You're done.
Yeah. Do you even curse anymore?
What?
Do you even curse anymore?
I try to less. I mean, it doesn't. In the Bible, it says, "Don't curse your neighbor," which I believe is very true. You should not do that. But like, it doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily. Some people interpret it as like, "Don't cuss at all." It doesn't necessarily say that, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's nicer not to, and I try to like do it less. Especially, I can't stand being around like younger people like when they're cursing, just like every single sentence. It's just so trashy, and it's just like
Damn younger people.
I hate no.
Damn younger
Shut up.
people.
You know what I mean, bro. There's like some like immature kids that
Damn
just.
freeloaders.
All right, I'm done.
No, yeah, I
You
get
know what I'm
I
talking.
get
Like it's
you.
actually so like it's just
Yeah.
annoying. I
No,
can't
yeah.
stand that.
It's like they always just try to fit it all in one sentence.
Yeah, it's for real. It's.
Yeah.
I don't see the point.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to say? I feel like we're low key kind of coming to an end.
I think so too.
I think it was a pretty good one. I
Think so?
appreciate. Yeah, I think so.
All
I
right.
know I agree to disagree
Agree
on
to
many things,
disagree.
but
I
I
think
do
it's good to challenge ideas.
for sure, especially like with religion and that, like to truly like freaking mosquito, truly understand your religion and that, like you gotta ask the right questions. You gotta think about it because whenever you get your answer, I mean, you're just bringing yourself closer to your faith, and that's
Yeah.
what I think.
So if you could have a message to the viewers all watching right now, what would you say?
Well, I hope everybody finds God and realizes what really is important in this life, and that's the relationships that you make with people and living a great life to set yourself up for eternity. That's what I think.
Right on.
Are you cool with doing a prayer?
A prayer?
Yeah, do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Dear God, I thank you for having Adam on this podcast, and I hope that the things that I've brought to light to him, the questions that I've answered of his that he struggles with, I pray that things would start to make sense to him with some things, and I hope that there's other people out there that have those same questions that maybe they're hearing this right now and that it would make sense to them, that they could get that fulfillment and your understanding. Pray that God, in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. You know, my aunt is actually a priest.
Really?
It's for Episcopalian church. You know what that is?
I've heard of like the denomination, but I don't know what the difference is.
It's basically the same thing, but they allow women to be priests.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I think there's other ones that allow that too. I think
And you know what's
Church
funny?
of Christ allows that for sure.
Which one?
Church of Christ.
Yeah, Catholic doesn't though.
Protestant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what's
Catholic.
funny, though?
Yeah. What's
My
up?
cousin is atheist.
Really?
Yeah, her daughter.
Oh, her daughter?
Yeah.
Dang, that's kind of.
It's like, how would you feel if your son was atheist?
Well, I mean,
Like, yeah,
same thing I
free
do
will,
with
but
everyone else. Like trying to help them. I just try and put Jesus and try and explain things little bits at a time, just to try and over time help
would it
them.
let you down a little bit?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to see him
Thank you for being honest.
in heaven and that. But yeah, I would just do what I do with everybody else. I'd respect him in the same way. I would just keep trying to push
Yeah.
him towards in the right direction. I wouldn't try and force anything, but try and help him where I can.
So Ryan said that he thinks faith is thicker than blood.
What does
Would
that
you
mean?
agree with that notion?
What does that mean?
Like, you're closer to people of your faith. Like, you're closer to somebody who believes in the same things as you, like believes in like the same Christian values as you do.
Oh, okay.
It's thicker than like a family member, or you were more close to them spiritually than a family member.
I could definitely see that. I mean, people that you believe the same things as, you're definitely like-minded and closer together.
But thicker than blood.
I mean, you could be. I understand what he's saying. I can see some truth to that, honestly.
Yeah. But don't you always want to keep your family close though?
Oh yeah, I love my family, bro, and my family's pretty Christian too, so I'm pretty close to them. But I understand what he's saying with that. It does make some sense. Well, I thank you for having me, Adam. This was a pretty good one.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having me here.
No problem, buddy.
Good one. Real
Good
talk.
one.
Real talk.
Real talk.